Hello, welcome back to Learn Economy. In this video, we are going to answer the question, what is an externality? I think I have been discussing the topic, this particular topic, for many videos. So again, why I have come here is that because many people have asked me to explain the concept in a crisp form. I was actually describing this topic in a detailed manner in several videos which I had done in the past. So, in crisp form, what is an externality? This is what is the subject of matter in this particular video. So, in simple terms, we can see that an externality is a cost or a benefit caused by a producer that is not financially incurred or received by that producer. We know that an economy would be having different kinds of economic agents. There are different economic entities in the markets. This would include producers, this would include consumers, like that. So, here an externality involves an action taken by a particular person would be having its implications or repercussions on some other persons. So this implications or this impacts can be either positive or negative. An important thing here is that whether it is a positive impact or a negative impact, this impact cannot be priced, or this cannot be taxed or costed, or this is the case of externality. You cannot incur a price from the person who has created a damage, or who has created a problem to another person. An externality, it could be both positive or negative, as I've already told you. If a person is experiencing some form of benefit as a result of an action taken by another person, the person who is enjoying this benefit cannot be priced for the benefit that he is enjoying. The cost and benefit can be both private to the individual or an organization, or this could be social as well. When it becomes social, the impact would be experienced by the society as a whole. Externality by nature, this can be environmental. And basically, these are environmental, such as natural resources or public health. For instance, there can be a negative externality as a result of a business, and this business is causing a lot of pollution, and this would be diminishing the property values, or this will be having negative impacts on the health of the people in the surrounding area, right? Moving on to a positive kind of externality, and this would include actions that reduce transmission of disease and avoid the use of lawn treatments that would run off to the rivers, and and this would be contributing to the excess plant growth in lakes. Externality occurs when production or consumption of a particular good impacts a third party who is not directly related to the production or consumption that we have treated in the initial scenario. We can see that there are technical externality as well. So this would have an impact on the consumption as well as production opportunities of unrelated third parties. This exclusion would be creating a gap, and this gap can either be a gain or it could be a loss. The action of an individual or organization results in positive gain or negative problems. There have been many economists who have studied the role of externalities, and many economists have looked into the way in which we can quantify externalities. Many economists consider technical externalities to be a part of market deficiency, and for this reason, people advocate for government intervention to deal with problems. So, as a result, we can see that there have been many attempts to deal with taxation of negative externalities created and regulations of negative externalities created. Externalities were once the responsibility of local governments. For instance, we can see that municipalities were responsible for paying off the effects of pollution created by a particular factory. And we know that when there is a factory, the people or the residents who reside in the surrounding areas would be suffering a lot as a result of the pollution created by this factory. In the late 90s or after that, governments enacted legislation imposing cost of externalities on the producer. This legislation increased cost, which make as a result of this, many corporations has passed this cost to the consumer. So the price of the product would be increasing, and it is the consumers who is ultimately paying this high price to the sellers of these particular goods and services, which make the goods and services expensive. What are the negative and positive externalities? We have already seen that there have been these two kinds of externalities. A pollution kind of thing is considered to be a negative externalities because it is incurring cost on the parties who are suffering from the same. A corporation may decide to cut costs and increase profit by implementing new operation that may be considered harmful to the environment. However, the externality increases aggregate cost to the economy and society. So that is why it is known as a negative externality. Whereas we can see that on the other hand, there have been externalities which are identified as positive. For example, research and development done by a particular company. So how this becomes a positive externality is because when one company leads the research and development in a particular arena, the very same knowledge could be used by other companies as well. The companies benefit from hiring employees who are educated because they are knowledgeable. So this would be benefiting employees because a better educated workforce will be created, and this will be reducing the training cost of the company. How can we deal with externality, basically negative externality? And a solution to this has been introduced by Pigou, a very famous economist. He introduced a taxation system to negative externality. That is why it is known as Pigouvian tax, and this is considered to be equal to the value of negative externality. This tax is meant to discourage activities that impose net cost on an unrelated third party. Here, you are imposing a tax that will reduce market outcome of externality, and this is to the amount that is considered efficient. There can also be subsidies given to parties who are creating positive externalities. Government can implement regulation to offset effects of externalities. Regulation, in many cases, can be a solution, but in certain cases, we can see that regulation won't work. In those arenas, we can go for taxation. So that's all for today. I hope you could get a crisp understanding of what externalities and the two types of externalities. That's all for today. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And you can be a part of my Telegram channel and Telegram group. I'll be giving the links of these in the description box. Thank you.